So good morning. How's everybody? I hope y'all doing good. As you know, I'm still fighting bronchitis. I've got a lot of stuffiness in, but my eye is looking a lot better. It is not as red as it was. Thank the Lord for that. And still bouting with taking deep breaths. They're not as painful as they was, but it still hurts. Last night I had to sneeze, and the sneeze never came out. You know, you go a chew, it never came out. It just hurt everything inside. It wasn't 2 seconds later I had to sneeze again, and it hurt. It still hurt. So I didn't know you could sneeze with your inside so much until you hurt, and it's very painful. I had to stop for a minute. I had a call from Andrew. Life of owning a business, the troubles you have. But anyway, I'm also dealing with some shortness of breath. So when I talk and I have to stop and catch a breath, it's because of the bronchitis. So I'm in the kitchen. I'm up trying to move a little bit and not doing a lot. But I wanted to make me some oat flour. And I thought I'd just bring you along and let you see how I'm going to make my oat flour. So usually when I make oat flour, I usually just do a little batch for the cakes that I'm making. So it's the same process, but I'm going to make enough that when I want to use it, I can just go in there and scoop out what I want. And so I'm not going to do any talking. I'm just going to play some music, and if it's too boring, I might speed it up. We'll see. There ain't no telling about me. So there I done it. I just see that it's a little bit too lengthy as far as doing it. So I probably will speed this up. But here's my flour. And I got one of these mason jars that Andrew and Emma gave me for Christmas one year. And I'm just going to pour this in there. I'm going to put as much as I can in there. Well, I thought I was videotaping, but so this is 125 ounces in this jar of, or it holds 125 ounces of oat flour. And then I just topped this one off. And you may remember a while back, I think I did a grocery haul where I bought 3 of these from Aldi's. I have, excuse me, I have one and this one only has like a piece left of it. And so I like to have them in my food pantry. We can use off of these and then have these extra because it's always good to have extra on hand if you can. I'm going to have me a cup of coffee in my clean coffee maker. It was a mess. I have to blame that on Leah. I drink some, but she drinks a lot more than I do. And so I just got to pick at her a little bit. But it's clean. And it's got to decide to come out with this coffee. Here it comes. It's clean, and I'm going to enjoy my coffee. Can you smell it? I smell it. It smells so good. I got some no-calorie sweetener in there because I don't need the extra calories. I'm going to put enough calories in there from heavy cream. All right, there's my lovely cup of coffee. Sadly, it is nice outside. Very nice outside. And Daniel's got his work done. So he decided that he was going to go on a bike ride. And I had to stay home. Because I don't feel like going for a bike ride. And I don't feel like doing anything to hurt myself since I'm still having a hard time breathing. So I'm just staying home. So I decided if I got to stay home, I'm going to reward myself with a cup of coffee that was made in my clean coffee maker. Right, I'm back in the laundry room. Excuse the clothes Leah's washing. And I want to tell you about this washing machine. It's a Speed Queen. And I have a love-hate relationship with this thing. I love it. It's been a good washing machine. It spins it out fast, and it spins it out really well that it don't take but about 40 minutes for my dryer to dry a load of clothes most of the time. One thing I don't like about it, the old washing machines, I could cut them on and put the lid up and the water would still come, because I like to take water, those things get dirty. And when I got that lid up and the water's coming out, I can take a rag and wipe things down. I can't do that now unless I just dip the water in there and then come back, the rag in the water, because the water does not cut on with the lid being up. But that's a minor thing. But this hose back here has been a pain in the neck. It's leaked, and it's leaked. And I have told y'all many times that it's been leaking. We had the company that I bought the washing machine. They came out and looked at it and put a piece in. It didn't do any good. I showed you Daniel's put a hose, oh my goodness, inner tube on it. And that's helped. Andrew come in and had to clamp it different. That helped it out. But it's still leaking. And then he changed, Daniel, it was started leaking again. I mean, it had to quit leaking and then it'll start back. And so it was coming down here in the front, and I thought, that's got to be something under here, because it wasn't wet back there in the back. Well, I called the company. They sent somebody out, said, nope, you got to have a plumber. So Daniel bought this stuff here and some new pipe, Flex Seal, and he started putting that on there. And it still was leaking. And what has happened, Leah put it on this extra rinse, and I don't want it on extra rinse because I feel like that's extra that I don't really need. But the thing is, it spins so fast that it spins the soap suds out, and the soap suds just start coming back in. And that's why we're having all the leaking. So when she put it on the extra rinse, that helps get all the soap suds out, so we don't have it coming back. And so that has so far, thanks to Leah and all that Daniel and Andrew's done, it hasn't been leaking for a couple weeks now. So hopefully, I think that's a waste having to use an extra rinse, but if it keeps the floor from getting wet, that's what we're going to have to do. So back over here to my rip it out. Now, I'm going to shut my squeaky door. I want y'all to know that when y'all, for you subscribers, I really thank God for y'all, because when you leave comments about things, when I'm doing something and give your opinion, sometimes I don't apply those opinions. I have my own opinions. But sometimes your opinions make me think, what should I do? Because I wasn't certain about this area. I was thinking, tear all these boards out by different shelving. And one subscriber told me, she said, leave them. Don't do all that. And I got to thinking, oh, I don't know. So Daniel and I got talking about it, and I'm going to tell you what our plan is. I did tear this one out, so we're gonna have to get some 2x4s and put back in here, and I'm going to put another one over here. I went to tear these out, and I got to thinking, because I was thinking about tearing these here boards out, because they're from old pallets and they are splintery. But I thought, Daniel was talking about tearing it all out, and I didn't want to do all that. But I don't want to mess it up either. So what I'm going to do is I've decided I'm going to leave these boards that's in here already. And I'm going to see if I can get all the nails out of them and then sand them some. And see, I have to do that on a day we ain't got laundry. And see if that will help where I don't get splinters from them. And then that will be a lot less tearing out for us. So like I said, we just got to replace, I got 2 and then put 2 little ones. And then we're going to put another little shelf right in here. Because I'm putting totes under here. I'm putting food and some of my pots and stuff in here and here. It's got to be cleaned out. You know, unfortunately, the rats was bad. But that's when I'm putting a lot of totes. And I want to put totes up here. So we still have the shelves for this one. I'm coming over here because I want to take this out. If I leave that out, my broom and all my stuff, I'll have to sit here in the middle of the floor. And I don't want that because it's been so aggravating. And when you're trying to get in here in a tight space anyway, to maneuver the wash machine with big baskets, I'm not a little person. And I still have big baskets. And Leah's, she's a smaller person, but she has big baskets. And you get those things get knocked over. So I would like to get that out. And then we can hang the brooms and the vacuum cleaner, the dustpan and my mops and stuff up. Whatever else I need to do. And I want to put another coat of paint on these. These got painted, but they had boards, and so they didn't get all the way. I'm not really worried about painting this. I just want to paint that back wall. So I'm going to get a quart of paint and get Daniel to help me get where I can't get. Because unfortunately, when I started this project, I could bend a whole lot better than I can now. I can get a chair and get that. That's not a problem. But I can go so far. But on this bottom one, Daniel will have to go down there for me. But I'm going to get me a little broom that I can get in here. I've been in here pulling nails. Because you see these tiny little nails here, that was in from the other boards that we had in there. So that's what I'm talking about. I got to get rid of those and try to get rid of these splinters so that I don't get splintered when I do accidentally hit this. So that's but the one I was really talking about ripping it out, and one of the subscribers said don't rip all that out, and she was talking and I listened to it and I took it to heart. And so I've decided I want to keep the cabinet like it is. I still have part of Randy here. If you'll see the 22, that's his handwriting. So his handwriting will always be here on these boards. And I'm going to go in here and write a few scriptures. I seen somebody doing that when they were building their house. They wrote a few scriptures, and I thought that I've got on the back side of my wall. I'll show you in a minute. But yeah. So that's the plan now. It's just changed out. It's not going to be as hard. We've got enough board that he can cut in a piece in there. And then we'll put that other 2x4 there and then get that piece out. So I hope I'm not confusing you, but I do want to thank LL Jean for your suggestion, because it's going to be saving us a lot of time. And Daniel was talking about, I was wanting to take these out, but Daniel was talking about you're going to still have to rip everything out, and I don't want to do that. So we're just going to leave these, and we're going to see if I can sand them. And that's the direction we're going. You can see I've been pulling nails. I do a little bit and I go sit down. I do a little bit and I go sit down. The bronchitis is rough on your lungs. I was going to show you this section of their house right here. We never filled it up because if you go under here, you pull this stuff down, you can see the dates. Daniel was in 5th grade, and that was in 2003. And the other boys are on there too. There's no shoes. They just got different names in there. There's Andrew, Scott's in there, Randy's in there. That was just my measuring board when they got to a certain point. And I just didn't want to cover it up. And now I'll show you where I got the grandkids. So I'm in my art room, and I got Randy to put this board up for me before he passed. And we started 2018 is Silas. So we started before Randy passed away. And yeah, there's Silas 2018. Silas is up here now. Isn't that sad? 2 foot almost. And I hadn't taken it since December, so that's been 6 months ago. He's probably got taller than that. There's Elizabeth. Abigail's almost as tall as I am, y'all. That's sad. She's almost up there with her mama. And Abel. So that's just a memory thing for my grandkids, and I like it for the other kids. And you know, we got to have our memories, don't we, y'all?